Hello everyone, I would just like to show you what I have been working on along with the quilting. And one particular project was discovered because I had miscut the square I'm working on. And this is a square that I had been working on, and it's called the Turnabout Granny Square. And I just did it as a block, single block. There'll be several hooked together. But this just shows you that I do use batting. For my batting, I put fleece in there, and it does have a back. And if you look, let me see if I can get it close up. I did quilt this, and the reason I quilted it that way is because I wanted to have the appearance of being hand quilted, and so I chose that particular stitch. And this is what it will look like on the back. I just thought it looked really good. But if you look in the middle, let me get these pieces to fall. It is quilted stuck together, it's just not cooperating. If you look right in the middle, there's a 4-patch. Well, on one of the blocks, I miscut it and sewed it together wrong. And so I thought, well, it's still a 12-patch. I want to try something. And so what I did is I just cut out this 12-patch. What then I did was then measured it, and many people have done the half square triangles, which is the HSTs. Most of them are done where you draw a line through and so on each side. I don't particularly care about doing it that way, simply because I just don't. I like doing them 4 at a time. And when you do your half square triangles 4 at a time, you take whatever size you want. If you're doing a 10-inch square, however, you sew on all 4 sides. You put a 1/2-inch seam on all 4 sides. And that's what I did. I used the 12-patch and put a white piece of fabric over the top of it and sewed a 1/2 inch. What you do then is on your cutting mat, most cutting mats will have straight lines. Instead of trying to judge it in case your seams are kind of wonky, you put the top point, like if this was your piece you sewed together. I don't have one done, or I would show you. If this was your piece sewed together, you would just put this point right here and this point on the lines, and then cut that. Then some people have a turning mat. I don't have one. I don't have a turning mat. And then you turn it and cut again this way. So you're going to have 4 half square triangles. And if you do it exactly, there is no trimming other than the little dog ears if you don't want. And what happened then, when I trimmed my half square triangles from a miscut, this is what happens. Now remember, it was done from this, which is a patchy, which is different colors for the Turnabout Granny Square. This is what occurred. Let me show you. Half square triangles. I need to put it so that you can see it. And watch this, which is rather cool. Well, that's anyway, not gonna play with them. You have a new block. It's a diamond block. However, I wasn't after the diamond block, which is what that'll create. I thought, well, what are flying geese? Flying geese are, in some ways, 2 half-square triangles. So, on your half-square triangles, when you make them, sometimes the flying geese are a little confusing, but when you do your flying geese, here is another way to do it, and that is making the 4 half-square triangles. Then you take your half-square triangle. Most people, their half-square triangles are not like this. They're 2 different colors. You'll have one color, which is white, black, whatever your background color is, and then a main color over here. But on your half-square triangles, if you turn them like this, come on, stick, stick, and it doesn't want to stick, and it sticks. And I'll lift this up so you can see it a little better. I'll bring it forward so you can see it. I'm angrily challenged. What can I say? And you're not right. Okay. And thus you have flying geese. And no, that's not actually white. It's a blue. It's actually like a striped blue. But the lights in here, which are not great, not great for videos. It's actually just a light blue color. Then for your flying geese, all you do is sew these 2 pieces together. Now mind you, when I cut them that way, I did not square these. When I cut them across, when I did that, I didn't square them. And they're pretty much squared. The only thing I did was cut off the little dog ears, which are those little pieces behind. So it's, well, you can see the flying geese. This is also, many people see the pinwheels. You can take these 4 and create pinwheels. And to do the pinwheels, you're going to just move these. And all you have to do is remember, light color goes down. Light color goes this way. I hope I got this right. If I did it right. Ah. And light color goes down. And I got one pinwheel off. No. Like I said, it's hard to do one-handed. Come on. There's the one pinwheel. And I did them backwards. Okay. There we go. There's your pinwheel. There's the pinwheel. And that is it's a scrappy pinwheel, but it is a pinwheel. And if I actually made a square with this, I would not use light colors because they blend in too much with the background. But that's a pinwheel. You could also, I mean, when you have a half-square triangle, there is so many variations that you could do. It's way out there how many different ways you can do the half-square triangles in my board as well. The other thing I was working on today is I was finishing up with some what I call material holders this morning, and these are made out of ceramics, and they're actually unicorns. And I finished them up today, and hopefully you can see them. This is just one. He's got a rainbow, and this sparkly gold stuff is actually glitter glue. And yeah, it's a mess. You get glitter. But after I did him, I thought, well, he's kind of plain. He needs something. And this is done with a technique of, it looks like it's kind of rough, because it technically is. It's a technique you can do with a brush and different colors, and it makes it look, but it's a unicorn. I did 2 other ones that gave him a little bit different design. This is my black one. This is the one I like the most. He's got a gold horn, and see what I did with his nose? I put a jewel in his nose right here. And on this one, I just did his mane. His mane, I think there's 8 colors in his mane. Yeah, I have a little tiny brush, and I did 1 color at a time, with the white being the very last color. And it's actually not white, it's an ivory color, because I wanted his mane to stand out. But again, his horn is completely gold, and then I made the right here also colored. Then I did one similar to that, which is still black because I like the black, except this one's got the red horn, and it's still the same thing here. And then I put the gold around, but this one, the mane is gold, yellow, black, and still the same ivory colored stripes, but I put the gold in his mane. And it's something cute, but instead of using my little crystal swan, which I'm surprised I haven't broke it so many times. These work great for holding material down when you're using it to cut it. I just thought I would let you know, and those are the projects I'm working on for now. And thank you everyone for listening. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.